We've been here before, fighting against the things that make us unhealthy, fearful, and lonely. While fitness centers closed their doors, we opened ours wider. We ran towards the front lines, providing childcare, food, support, and hope. We charged forward. As you begin to reset your life, consider joining more than a fitness center. We are a movement that says yes. Yes to the vulnerable. Yes to the isolated. And yes to swimming, fitness, and Zumba. The YMCA is so much more than a gym. We are a cause. A cause for a better us. Join a cause.
Welcome, Y family and friends, to your yoga vinyasa this morning, Vinyasa Yoga class with me, Margy. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. I'm going to take you through a 45-minute flow practice. I want you to take what you need from this, let go what you don't need, and just enjoy. Today, what you need for your practice, a yoga mat if you have it, but if you don't worry about that. A carpeted area, a towel is perfectly fine. Also, if you have a block available, that's nice to have as well, or you can use a water bottle or a stack of books. So, if you have all those, we will get started. We're going to come to a seat to start this morning. And DJ Halls, you can start my music. Thank you. So comfortable seat, cross-legged, legs long, whatever feels good for you. I want you to close your eyes if you're comfortable with that, and just tune into your breath. Take a nice, long, deep breath in through your nose. Feel your chest expand, your belly expand. And then exhale, releasing all that air out. Release out any tension you might have today. And then take another nice, long breath in. Connect to your mat. Feel your sits bones pressing down into the floor. And exhale, press all the air out, draw the belly back in. Sit a little taller here on your next inhale. Lift the crown of your head up toward the ceiling. And exhale, one more nice deep breath out. If your eyes are closed, you can open them or keep them closed, it's up to you. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up toward the ceiling. Right hand reaches for your left wrist and lean over to the right side. Just a small side bend, waking up the body. Bring it back to center. Release your wrist. And then left hand reaches for your right wrist and lean over to your left side. Just feeling that nice bend through your side. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Release back to center. Stretch your arms straight up toward the ceiling. Look up. Lengthen through your neck. And exhale. Release your arms down. Drop your chin to your chest. And just roll your head gently side to side. And loosen up through your neck. A lot of us hold tension there. So let's get rid of that. And then bring it back to center. Just drop your chin down towards your chest one last time. Feel a beautiful stretch through the back of your neck. And then release your head back to center. We're going to uncross our legs and come to all fours. Stacking your hands underneath your shoulders, knees, right underneath your hips. Draw the pit of the belly up and in, engage your core. And think about a nice long spine from the tip of your head all the way through your tail. So this is our neutral position, our table position. We're going to drop our bellies, lift your chin, lift your tail, look up for cow pose on your inhale. And drop your head round your back, cat on the exhale. Trying that again, cow as you inhale, cat as you exhale. And let's move through 3 more of those. Follow your own breath. So you can move as slowly as feels good for your body, or maybe you're moving faster. Remember to listen to your body. Take what you need for your body today, and then come back to your neutral spine. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, downward facing dog. So we're in the upside down V position. Tailbone up toward the sky. Press down through your heels. Spread your fingers wide. Distribute the weight evenly through your hands as well, your fingers as well as your palm. And just let your head drop between your arms. And shake it, yes. And turn it side to side for no. No negative thoughts. And just come back to yes, doing something good for your body today. allow your head to come to stillness. We'll take one more breath here. Inhale, fill up, exhale, let it all out. Soften your knees, look forward and step toward the front of your mat, standing forward bend. Ragdoll. So we're going to take our feet about hip distance apart. Soften your knees. That's going to allow a little more flexibility through the back of the legs, and just hinge forward, drawing your upper body over your thighs. Allow your arms to just reach down toward the mat, or maybe toward a block, or maybe those books if you have them. Whatever feels comfortable for you. The top of your head is just facing your mat. And breathe here. We want to keep connecting our movement and breath throughout our practice today. If you want to take movement here, swaying side to side, feel free to do that. You can also cross your forearms. Always have lots of options. I'll be offering them to you today. You take what feels good for your body. Every day is a little different. And come back to stillness. Release your arms if they were bound. Heel toe the feet in towards each other. Big toes touch. A little bit of space between your heels. And press down through your feet as you stand tall, slowly sweeping your arms up, extended mountain. Bring your hands to prayer above your head, little tiny back bend. And release your hands to heart center. Just take one breath here together. Inhale. Exhale. Extended mountain, inhale, sweep your arms up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, flat back. Hold here. Draw the pit of the belly up and in. Engage your core. Nice long spine. Fold forward. Let's try that one more time. Halfway lift, flat back. Fold. Extended mountain, sweep your arms up. And fold. Let's move through our first sun salutation. Halfway lift. Flat back. Plant your hands, step back, plank. Knees or toes. Lower all the way down to your mat this first time. Inhale, cobra, just your upper body lifts. Exhale, release it down. We're going to try that again. Inhale, cobra. Look to the left. Bring it back to center. Look to the right. Maybe smile. Bring it back to the center. Lower down. Tuck your toes or come back to your knees. Push back up to plank. Press back, downward facing dog. We'll hold here for 2 breaths. Waking up our bodies. One more breath. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Soften your knees. Look forward. Step forward. Standing forward bend. Halfway lift, flat back, fold, extended mountain. We're just going to start to move a little faster. Fold on your exhale, swan dive, halfway lift, flat back. Chaturanga, step back into high plank, low plank or all the way down to your mat. Cobra or upward facing dog. And we'll just hold here a moment, cobra or upward facing dog. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, move to downward facing dog. And breathe, inhaling, exhaling, create some space in your body. Another nice deep breath here, sending oxygen through all the cells in your body. Soften your knees, look forward, step forward. Halfway lift, flat back, fold. This time take a seat, chair pose. So draw your tailbone down toward the mat, reach up toward the ceiling with your arms. You can also palm tree your arms if your shoulders are pulling up towards your ears. And we'll just hold here one more breath. Inhale, sink a little lower, exhale. One last inhale, exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands, step back, high plank, knees or toes, low plank or all the way down to the mat. Upward facing dog or cobra, downward facing dog. And one breath here. Inhale and exhale. Step your right leg forward, warrior one. Spin your left foot out to the side, and we're sweeping our arms straight up toward the ceiling. Draw your left hip forward and your right hip back. Option to cross your arms behind your head and maybe do a little tiny back bend here. Think about pressing through the outside of your back foot. Strength through your back leg. One last breath here. Inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Plant your hands down the mat. Take your right leg back. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. And breathe. One breath here. Warrior one on your left side. Step your left foot forward. Spin your right foot out to the side. Sweep your arms up. First, just get your stable base. Press to the outside of your back foot. And if you want to cross your arms, just like we did on our warrior on our right side, feel free to do that. You can stay right here. You can add the tiny back bend. Again, take what your body needs this morning. And one side might be different than the other side. One last breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Float your hands down to the mat. Step your left leg back. High plank. Low plank or all the way down. Cobra or up dog. Again, take what you need. Downward facing dog. We'll take a couple breaths here. An option here when we're in downward facing dog is always child's pose. You can take it anytime during the practice. So I just wanted to make sure to mention that. And just one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Soften your knees, look forward, step forward. Standing forward bend, halfway lift, flat back. Fold, back to our chair pose. Take a seat, sink a little lower. Open your arms. Let's take in palm tree arms, just to squeeze our shoulder blades down our back. And one more breath here, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, standing forward bend, halfway lift, flat back. Chaturanga, plant your hands, high to low plank or high plank all the way down to the mat. Upward facing dog or cobra, look up. Downward facing dog, look back towards your legs. Pressing down through your heels. Again, not worried if our heels aren't touching the mat. They don't have to touch it. Warrior one, right side. Step your right foot forward, spin your left foot out to the side, and sweep your arms up. Beautiful. Sink a little lower here. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Plant your hands. Step your right leg back. High plank, low plank, or all the way down. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Just one breath here. Warrior one, left side. Step your left foot forward, spin your right foot out. Sweep your arms up. Hips are facing the front of the mat. Sink a little lower if you can. Inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Step your left leg back. High plank, low plank, upward facing dog or cobra, downward facing dog. Breathe here, 3 breaths. Getting a little warmer now. One last breath here. Soften your knees, look forward. Step or hop forward this time. Standing forward bend. Halfway lift, flat back. Fold, chair pose. So sink into your chair. This time, hands to prayer. Lower them to your heart center. We're going to take a twist here. Right elbow towards your left knee. So looking over to the left side. Sink your hips low and check out your knees. They should be squeezing together or, in the same line. We don't want one knee pushing past the other. Awesome. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Chair. Let's do that on the other side. Hands to prayer. Lower them to heart center. Twist to the right. So left elbow toward your right thigh. Just look over to your right side. Press your palms firmly into each other. Feel the activation in your muscles, in your back with that twist. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, plant your hands, step back, high plank to low plank. Upward facing dog, or cobra, downward facing dog. Warrior one, right side. So step your right foot forward, spin your left foot out, and sweep your arms up. So in that strong warrior one position, let's open to warrior two. Now our hips are facing the long side of the mat. You might take your legs even a little further apart. Your arms are moving in one straight line, one reaching back, one reaching front. Just softly gaze over your front arm, your front hand. Flip your palm, reverse warrior. And cartwheel the arms forward, pivot on your back foot, plant your hands, high plank to low plank, step your right leg back. Upward facing dog or cobra, shine your heart forward, and downward facing dog. Look back towards your legs, take your tailbone high. Just one more breath here. Send your right leg high. Just point and flex your right foot. And one more here. Be still, bend your knee, open your hip to the side. So we're stacking our hips here, one on top of the other. Press firmly into both your hands as you open through your hips. Beautiful. One more breath here. Inhale, exhale, straighten out the leg and float it back down to your mat. One more breath in downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. Warrior one, left side. Step your left foot forward, spin your right foot out to the side and sweep your arms up. So sinking low here, hips face front. Open to two. Maybe you're stepping your back foot toward the end of the mat a little bit more. Soften your front knee, tuck your tailbone under. So this is a good view to see what your back should look like. And stretch your arms forward and back. Imagine there's someone behind you you're reaching for and someone in front of you. So really stretch your arms apart. Flip your palm, reverse warrior. Back arm slides down the leg, front arm reaches up. And cartwheel the arms forward, plant them on your mat, step back, high plank, low plank. Upward facing dog and downward facing dogs. We're getting nice and warm. Inhale your left leg back. Let's extend it to the ceiling. It doesn't have to be super high. Just point and flex your foot. So good for your ankle. And then become still. Bend your knee, open your hip to the side. So stack your hips one over the other. You can look right underneath your arm. You can look straight down at your mat. Hip opener. Just one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Release it back so your hips are square and release your leg down to the mat. Back to downward facing dog. We'll just take one more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Step your right foot forward, crescent lunge. So we're going to sweep our arms up as we step our right foot forward. Left leg is nice and long. Option to drop a knee. So that's your option here. So if you have your knee lifted, we're just going to lower down and lift up. If you're on the mat, you can just lift up. Just waking up the legs just a little bit more. Just one more drop. Hold it wherever it feels good for you. Knee down or leg lifted. Open to two. Flip your palm, reverse warrior. Side angle. So right arm comes down to your right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. So we want to keep a nice long line from our shoulder up toward our tips of your fingers. You can look right up at the ceiling. You can look straight out from into the center of the room. Option to take your bottom arm and send it forward. It's going to be a little more intense. It's like you're holding a big beach ball. Just one more breath here. Bring your arms back. Warrior two. Flip the palm, reverse warrior. And cartwheel your arms forward. Pivot on your back foot. Step your right leg back. High plank. Low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Just one more breath here. Step your left foot forward, crescent lunge with your left leg leading. So your feet are on railroad tracks. We don't want to be on the tightrope. We want them wider, at least hip width apart, and then sink a little lower. Knee can be lifted or it can be down. So we're going to start with those drops. So we're going to lower the knee, lift the knee. And you might notice, one side, your knee doesn't get down as far. That's okay. You could just be holding steady. You don't have to do the knee drops. Just one more. Hold wherever you are. Open to warrior two. Tuck your tail under. See, my torso is right over my hips. So even though I'm reaching forward and back, I'm not leaning forward and back. So flip your palm, reverse warrior. Back arm slides down the back leg. Front arm reaches up. And side angle. My front arm's going to come to float on my front thigh. My back arm reaches up and over. And again, I want my chest shining forward, my heart shining straight out. So I draw my right shoulder back, right arm straight up toward the ceiling. And then option to send your arm forward. Beautiful. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Release the arm if it was lifted. Come back to warrior two. Flip your palms. Reverse. Cartwheel the arms forward. Chaturanga. High to low plank or high plank all the way down to the mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Just one breath here. Soften your knees, look forward, step or hop forward. We're going to stay here in our standing forward bend. I want you to take your feet about hip distance apart. Yogi toe lock. So we're going to take our peace fingers and reach for our big toes if we can reach there. If not, don't worry. Just hinge forward. Use a block to rest your hands on. But if you are able to grip your big toes, soften your elbows, and from the hinging from your hip, draw your upper body. Drape it right over your thighs. Just allow your head to hang. Let any negative thoughts just drop out and float away, go away. We want only good thoughts. Just one more breath here. Release your toes if you have them. We're going to heel toe our feet in towards each other. Ground down through your feet, and then sweep your arms up. Come all the way up, extended mountain. We're going to go to eagle pose on the right. So right arm is on the bottom. Cross your left arm over that. You can keep your arms parallel, or you can wrap them around each other. And then sink low like you're going into a chair. Ground into your left foot and take your right leg and cross it over your left leg. So you can wrap your foot around your calf, or you can just flex your foot and hug everything in, skin to muscle to bone, everything into your center line. And watch your elbows. You don't want them to drop down low. Let's try to lift them up a little bit. Sink a little lower. If you want a little extra challenge, sleeping eagle. Draw your elbows towards your knee. And then come back up. Awesome job. A little bit of wobbling is okay. That's normal. It's to be expected. And then release. Sweep your arms back up. Eagle on the other side. So left side eagle. Left arm on the bottom. Right arm on top. Sink into your chair. Cross your left leg over your right leg. And if you want to just do the arms or just do the leg portion, that's fine too. Especially if you're a beginner, that might be a great way to start. Ground down through your foot. Lift up through your upper body. And if you want to try sleeping eagle, slowly hinge forward. Elbows towards your knees. And then come back up. Nice and slow. Awesome. And slowly release. See, even I wobble a little bit. Release that down. Let's try dancer. All right, so I'm going to show you two options here for dancer. We're going to ground down into your left foot. Reach for the inside of your right foot. And you can stay right here. If you want to take dancer a little further, slowly hinge forward. Lift your leg, so you press your hand into your foot. Your foot into your hand. And then reach. And I'll get that leg lifted a little higher. Ooh, and don't worry if you're moving. Turn your gaze to the floor in front of you, about a couple feet. That'll help you balance. And then slowly release it. Beautiful. Shake it out. And let's try that on the other side. So ground down into your right foot. Lift, reach for the inside of your left foot. And you might be staying right here. Once your legs parallel, squeeze in towards each other. And your right arm just lifted. If you want to take it a little further, slowly start hinging. Lift your leg behind you. Again, press your foot into your hand as you lift your leg up. You're just gazing forward a foot or two in front of your mat. And smile. I know you're working hard, but it's good to keep a little softness. And slowly release from wherever you are and shake it out. These balancing poses are so great for us. They're also stretching while we balance. Let's try one more that I know everybody loves, tree pose. All right, so weight goes into your left foot. And let's lift your right foot. And you can just keep your toes on the mat. You can always have a point of your body on the mat. You can take it to your calf. You can take it to your thigh. It's up to you. Hands to heart center. Maybe you stay right here today. Again, press everything into the center line of your body. And if you want to grow your branches, take your arms slowly up to your version of tree. Maybe it's a windy day and you're wobbling a little bit. Whoop. Again, just gaze forward. You can look up. If you want a little extra challenge, close your eyes while you're doing this. And that'll really challenge you. Whoop. And then slowly release. Shake it out. All right, let's do that on the other side. So weight goes into your right foot. Arms out just to help you balance. You can have your left toes on the mat or move them wherever they're going to go. I just don't want to see them on your knees. So on the thigh or the calf. And then you can sweep your arms up to your version of tree. And remember, each side might be a little different. One side might be a lot easier to balance on. And that's why we work on both sides. And breathe. And just gaze softly forward. And then slowly release. Give me a nice big shoulder roll. Shake your legs out. Come toward the top of your mat if you were back further. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, plant your hands. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Or cobra to downward facing dog. Warrior one, right side. Step your right foot forward, spin your left foot out 45 degrees, hips face front. Sweep your arms up. If you want that little back bend, you can add it. Open to two. Might take your back foot toward the back of your mat a little bit more, legs a little bit wider. Sink low. Stretch through your fingertips, front and back. Flip your palm, reverse warrior. Come back to warrior two and straighten your front leg. Keep a little softness in your front knee. We're moving to triangle. Reach forward and then hinge from the hip into triangle pose. So triangle is a great pose to use a block or some other prop to help you. Don't worry about getting all the way down to the mat. You want your arms in a nice straight line. Shoulders stacked. Draw your left shoulder back, opening through the chest, shining your heart forward. And watch your head. Make sure there's some distance between your shoulder and your head. You don't want your head dropped down. Lift it up. Gorgeous. Give me one more breath here. Come back to warrior two with a straight leg. And then turn your right toes toward the front of your mat. So you're facing the long side of your mat, wide leg straddle fold. We're going to take our hands and fist them and just tuck them into your lower back. Draw your elbows in towards each other. Give me a little baby back bend. And then exhale, keeping your spine long, so reach through the top of your head. Fold forward just halfway. So your upper body is parallel to the floor here. Hold it for one more breath. Inhale. As you exhale, continue folding. Release your hands from your back and let them walk down your legs. Bring them right underneath your head. Maybe you take your legs even a little bit wider here. Allow your head to drop all the way down. If you're an advanced practitioner and handstand or headstand is in your practice, feel free to go there. Otherwise, we're pressing firmly into our feet, so much so that you see the arch appear in your foot. And breathe. Inhale and exhale. And just a couple more breaths here. If you're in an advanced pose, slowly come down. We're going to lift up halfway. Take your hands to your hips, ground down through your feet, and come all the way up. Engage your core as you lift yourself all the way up to standing. We're going to heel toe our feet in towards each other and step back up to the top of your mat. Let's try that on the other side. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Fold forward on the exhale. Halfway lift, flat back. Chaturanga, plant your hands, high to low plank. Or you can always skip the vinyasa and just meet us in downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one. Spin your right foot out. Sweep your arms up. Option for the little back bend. Open to warrior two. Flip your palms, reverse warrior. Come back to warrior two. Sink a little lower. Straighten your front leg. Reach forward and hinge from the hip into triangle. So tuck your tailbone down, keeping the body in a nice straight line. We sometimes call this toaster pose. So imagine yourself as a piece of toast, and we're putting you in the toaster. Don't want to be touching the edges. So draw everything in, but open up. Create some space in your body. Just one more breath here. Come back up to warrior two arms. Release them to your hips. We're going to step the back foot forward. Come toward the top of your mat. One more vinyasa. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Fold forward on the exhale. Halfway lift, flat back. Come down to plank. So we're not not going to chaturanga. We're just going to hold in our plank. Option to be on your knees. So give yourself permission to be on your knees if you need to be on your knees this morning. If you're on your toes, your heels are lifted high, straight up toward the ceiling. Everybody's pressing firmly into their fingers and palms. Squeeze your shoulder blades in toward the center of your spine. So we're keeping the work in our core. We're going to slowly lower down, but we're not coming all the way down. We're coming to a hover. 4, 3, 2, and hold it. Tuck your elbows in close. Push back up to the top. Press back to a downward facing dog or child's pose. You take what you need. Just one more breath here. Come forward to plank. Remember, knees or toes. This time, move your right hand to the center of the mat. Come into a side plank. Legs can be long here. You can drop your bottom leg. Lift your hips high. Stretch your arms up toward the ceiling. Spread your fingers. Shine your heart forward. And breathe. One more breath here. Inhale. As we exhale, we'll come back to plank. Lower down halfway. Push it back up. Weight into your left hand. You can move it to the center of the mat. And rotate to your side plank on your left side. So take what you need here. Lift your hips. Remember your option to come down on a knee. Sometimes when we're building strength, that's what we need to do. And if you want a little extra intensity, lift your top leg. And everything is stacked. We're open to the side. Beautiful. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release everything down. Come back to your plank. Knees or toes. Hold it here for one more breath. And we'll slowly lower all the way down to the mat. So you're coming all the way down, elbows tucked in close to your sides. And you can turn your head to the side and rest your cheek on the mat. Your legs are fairly close together, but not squeezed together. So you could be hip distance, you can be a little closer in hip distance. See what feels good to you. We're going to locust. Our first locust is going to be modified. We're going to keep our hands pressed into the mat. So they're glued to the mat. We're going to lift our head, our chest, and our legs. Inhale and lift. Head, chest, legs. Point your toes. Squeeze your thighs into each other. Shine your heart forward. We're looking straight down at your mat and then lower down. Beautiful. Turn your head to the other side. Just release your neck. So now you know the modified version. We're going to take our arms long this time. Right along your sides. Palms are down, thumbs are out. Turn your head back to center, and we're going to lift with our inhale. Still gazing down, keep your neck long. Point your toes, squeeze your thighs into each other. Lift your upper body, and slowly release. Turn your head to the other side. So good for the backside of our body. A lot of times we neglect that. We think about our abs in the front of our body, but we don't think about our muscles in our back, which are just as important. Turn your head back to center. One more locust, however you want to do it. I'm going to show an option where we interlace our fingers and extend your arms back. So you pick and you go. Looking down, reaching back, or pressing down to your mat. Squeeze your thighs into each other. One last breath. Inhale. Exhale, release it down. Feels so good. Let the mat hold you here. Just one more breath. Turn your head to the other side. Just fully release your neck. We're going to walk the arms forward. Tuck your toes under and press through your knees and just lift yourself up off of the mat. And just come around to a seat. Knees are bent. Slowly roll down onto your back. So keep your hands behind your thighs as you slowly roll down, then release them as you come down onto your backs. Into bridge pose. So walk your feet in so your heels are a little closer towards your butt and maybe your longest finger can touch your heel. Don't worry if that doesn't happen. So arms by your side, they're going to help support you as we press through the soles of our feet and lift our hips as we peel our spine one vertebra at a time up off of the mat. Imagine you have a block between your thighs and you're squeezing your legs in towards each other. And just keep looking straight up at the ceiling. I want you to imagine you have a tangerine tucked underneath your chin. We don't want to lose it, and that keeps our airway open. Lift up one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. One vertebra at a time. All right, we're going to do that again. Option for half wheel, where you walk your arms underneath your back. So I will show that option, or you stay with bridge. Ready, and go. Lift. You can walk your arms under, shimmy them under your back. I like to reach from my opposite wrist. Lift your hips up so it's a little more of a back bend here than our first bridge. Shine your heart open. Press through your feet. You're pressing your shins away, and you're looking straight up at the ceiling. Excellent. One last breath here. Inhale and exhale. Slowly lower down, untucking your arms. Hug your knees in towards your chest, one at a time. And maybe rock side to side here. Lower back, stretch. Awesome. And then hands behind your thighs. Just rock it forward and back. Just a little spine massage. One more. We're staying down here on the mat. I want you to send your right leg up toward the ceiling. Left leg is going to hover, or you can have a bent knee. So those are your options. Hands behind the head. Flex both your feet. And we're going to lift our head, lift our shoulders. I want you to just hold it here a second. Feel the tension. And then we're just going to pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Switch your legs. Left leg up, right leg is hovering or bent knee, and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Lift your leg up so both legs are extended right up toward the ceiling. Squeeze them in towards each other. Lower them 30 degrees and hold it here. Option to drop your head if you need to. It could be on the mat. Lower it another 30 degrees. Whew. One more breath here. Lower to a hover and hold. Just look straight up. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release it all the way down. Release your head and bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall open. Open butterfly. You can take one hand to your chest, one hand to your belly. Refocus your attention on your breath. We sometimes forget about it when we're working hard. But that's really what we needed the most. We are almost finished. I just have one more pose for you before we go to Shavasana. Release your hands, bring them along your sides, and then take them to the outside of your thighs and just close your legs. Bring your knees towards each other. And then roll over onto one side. We're just going to come to a seat with our knees bent. Right leg is going to cross over, so your left leg, and just place your hands right underneath your shoulders, fingers facing forward. That's a seated half pigeon. So I want you to think about pressing your right knee away. You can even take your hand and just give it a little gentle press. Open up through your hips. Most of us sit a lot during the day, and this really helps open up your hips. And then just walk your upper body a little closer to your legs. So come a little more upright. See how that feels. You play around with it. Just one more breath. Inhale and exhale. We're going to walk our hands back just a little bit and come to a reverse table with our leg crossed. So you're going to lift your hips up to your table. And if it's comfortable for you, let your head drop back. So you feel an opening through the front of your shoulders, through your hips, through your outer thigh. Beautiful. One last breath here. Inhale, exhale, and slowly lower down. Uncross your leg. Walk your hands in. Stretch your legs forward. We'll do one forward fold. Sit up nice and tall. Sweep your arms up. Hinge from the hip and reach forward. Nice long spine. Just one more breath here in your forward fold. Sink a little lower. Reach wherever you're reaching. And then slowly walk your hands back up to a seat. Walk your feet in to the bent leg position. Left leg will cross over your right leg. And your hands are directly under your shoulders, fingers again facing in. Maybe take your left hand and just press that knee away a little bit. You feel it right through the outer part of your thigh. And then walk your upper body a little closer to your leg. You feel it even more. This is a nice way to do pigeon while seated. A lot of times we see pigeon from downward facing dog. This is a nice option for people. And breathe into it. One more breath here. And then walk your hands back just a little bit. We're going to go to the reverse table with our hips lifted. So you can stay right here just looking out towards your legs, or you can let your head drop back. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips up. Excellent. Give me one more breath here. Slowly release it down. Uncross the leg. Stretch your legs forward as you walk your arms forward. We'll do one more forward fold. So sit up nice and tall. Sweep your arms up. Stretch up toward the ceiling. Hinge from the hip. Engage your core and hinge forward. Reaching toward your toes, your legs, your knees. Inhale, exhale. And just one more breath here. Beautiful stretch through the back side of your body. And then slowly walk your hands back up. So you can bend your knees and roll onto your back, or you can keep your legs long. Slowly coming down onto your back for final relaxation. Take up space on your mat here. Arms can be out to the side, palms up. Close your eyes. I really want you to relax. Let your practice settle into your body. Be proud of yourself, what you've accomplished today. You took time for you, and that is the most important thing you can do. Let your body be heavy. And if you have thoughts floating into your head, push them away just a little longer. All those things we're doing, they'll be waiting for us when practice is over. Settle in. Let your body feel loose. You can stay here as long as you want, or you can walk your feet in one at a time. Knees will be bent. Roll over onto your right side. Pose of new beginnings. We'll just hold for 2 breaths. Slowly waking up. And when you're ready, use your top arm to put yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands to heart center. Soften your gaze. Then take your thumbs to the center of your forehead. Let your palms open. Let the light in. The light in me acknowledges the light in each one of you. Namaste as you bow forward. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great one.